to it.
You can't get it on Steam though.
Gotcha.
Wait, really?
Not yet. It used to be, but there's
Yeah.
like a lawsuit going on
Really?
with Nexon, them claiming that they stole the game or something. Apparently, they're former
Fuck those
employees.
guys.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I played it on the beta whenever it was on
Mhm.
Steam, but I didn't realize it
Same.
got not there.
Yeah, it's it was a whole ordeal, but it looks like they're in the clear. Like the case got dismissed in the U.S., so now it's just the South Korean courts.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we have everyone, so it'll probably be a fast recap. What happened last time?
We fought.
You fought?
And
Yeah,
won.
finished the fight. We
You
won.
fought and won.
Alright, go ahead,
Excellent.
We're
David.
going up the poop hole.
And yes, you're going up the hole that was laughed at by Sornin and Lopin mere days ago. Anything interesting of note that happened during the battle that y'all would like to go over?
My dice sucked.
They sucked until the very end, and then victory.
The creature dissolved to like dust instead of like just
Mhm.
kind of falling over dead, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah. There's really no remains. Not to say that y'all weren't able to scoop up a little bit of loot before that they disappear, but you're right. It's not like there's a giant star shadow aspect corpse sitting in the middle of the layer. It's they are no longer of this plane. And so y'all decided afterwards that you need to get back to Von Rieg ASAP.
Oh, wait, didn't Hale try to, like, get us to touch the stone again, and then Yokizos was trying to, like, scratch the shield, or the symbol off?
Yeah, Yokizos, what happened there? What was that interaction?
So I realized that long time ago where she put her emblem on my shield whenever she was trying to test my faith to get with Balma and Mothra, that she had some kind of scrying spell or something on it, and she was basically watching our every move since that time.
Mhm.
So she's been that's why they've been a step ahead of us this whole time, and probably several steps ahead in the whole Von Rieg situation that we know about. But yeah, Yokizos figured it out after he saw the emblem glow with the meteorite. That's not a meteorite.
Yeah, definitely some conversation will need to be had over that and the meteorite incident itself. I think that's pretty much everything. I thought it would be fun to go back to the boss map and kind of pull back the curtain a little bit to show y'all the mechanics a little bit better. Because I think one of y'all had even asked about it last time, as well as show y'all the loot that you got from it all, and then we'll get in. How does that sound to everyone?
Sounds
Good to
acceptable.
me.
Thank you. So, to show y'all this fight, there were 4 blue crystals, 2 purple crystals. As y'all figured out, with the blue crystals active, the aspect could not be hurt, so you had to go to the other side and turn them off. What I did not plan for, which I guess I should have, is all of y'all going to the other side. Because whenever the aspect used one of its special features, either of its legendary actions, the Mind Bend, or the Warp Terrain, on this side, on the Shadow side, it would cause a different effect to happen. So it either caused gravity to go crazy, or it
We saw
would
that
split
one.
the battlefield, which y'all did see. The idea going into it was that y'all would have to split up, and there would be a group on the shadow side taking out the blue crystals, and a group on the material side taking out the purple crystals. The purple crystals turning off the gravity or rejoining the battlefield on the other side. And so that's why y'all couldn't get rid of the gravity or the splitting up, because all of y'all had gone to the same side.
Joke's on you, David. We never split up.
We learned the hard way not to spit the bottle.
Yeah, well,
One
it's an easy
one person
decision.
touches it, we all touch it.
It's an easy decision when someone hits the boss and does no damage, and we're like, well, fuck.
Very fair. Very fair.
We're not going to stay here when he does 50 damage a turn.
I also
Luckily-
think the battle immediately leading up to that, where like the people that did crossover were like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, true.
That's true.
Yeah,
too.
the 3 that went over there got absolutely fucked, and then the rest of us had to go help.
Luckily, the
true?
wolf got off all of its warps before y'all went over, so you still had to deal with a difficult battlefield. I don't think it didn't hamper the experience at all. It would have been kind of lame if y'all all would have left and it didn't get to warp terrain or mind bend, so it was just a normal battlefield on the other side. But fortunately, that was not the case.
Also,
So-
dude, just to remind you, Jacob's recording this for YouTube, and you said the dog got off, and that sounds a little dirty. So I would be mindful of what you're saying.
I'll dump that.
know.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that sounds a little.
I'll go in and
Yeah,
edit
man,
that part out.
just be real,
Thank
man.
you.
Everything
Thank
you
you,
say,
Manny.
David, is
Yeah. We know.
Man, I
We
should
know-
not have
we
brought
know-
up that critical race theory last session.
So that's
we
gonna
don't
up
think-
Jacob's views. They're like, which video?
For what it's
Controversy.
worth,
I-
I never
I
edit
cannot-
anything, so.
I cannot wait to be canceled for some dumb shit I say playing D&D with the boys. That's all I have to
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you
perfect.
know that in January of 2022?
Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, that was the boss stuff. Let me show y'all the loot that y'all looted before
It took all the loot.
it all went away. I called that creature Wolfie until I renamed it the last second. That's why it says Wolfie under his actions.
Yeah, I thought that was like your
Internal name.
or something. Yeah. Like,
Can someone stream?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, not me, but yes, someone will.
Can the DM stream, please, so we can just
Not me.
Thank you, Kyle.
He has like a notepad up. Here's all of the things happening in the next 4 sessions.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
So here's what y'all looted from least powerful to most. Vials of Star Ichor that can be crafted into potions of psychic resistance. A Star Shadow Hulk brain.
ooh.
When this brain is dealt psychic damage, it takes no damage, and each creature within 10 feet of the brain takes that damage instead. If the source of the damage is a spell with additional effects beyond damage, none of those effects carry over to the other creatures. The brain has an AC of 5 and 2 hit points.
Man,
Kind of
we got
interesting.
brains and stuff.
So can you hold it and then cause damage to the brain, and in effect, it causes damage to everyone else?
Only
Be
psychic
specific.
damage.
Right. So
Yeah,
you just
any creature
hold
within
it.
the range.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so you can throw it out at range and then cast something on it, and it will it'll AOE everyone in
Like
that
a little
range.
grenade.
instead. Kind of like
Little psychic
That's
damage.
so interesting.
little psychic grenade. Yeah, gotta
That's
get
like
creative with it.
I can just see like psyching fucking enemies that like, what the fuck did you throw a brain at us? And now they're attacking the brain. What the fuck?
What the hell's wrong with these guys?
You also looted Star Shadow Teeth. It has no immediate use, but they can be carefully crafted into a potion of frenzy, which you should be able to open there. A potion of frenzy for 1 minute. After the potion is consumed, a creature may choose to make up to 3 attacks with their attack action instead of the normal amount. Once you use this ability, the potion's effect ends and the creature gains 1 level of exhaustion.
I don't have permission to view it. I don't know
It's
if
kinda
anyone
like
else
haste.
does.
Oh, I didn't think about that actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
only that.
very.
Okay.
Okay, I'll fix that. Yes, very similar to haste. Kind of a
Dude.
haste potion.
It'd be cool if Jin could like keep reprocking sneak attack and get 3 attacks.
I wish. It says once a turn.
Like
This one
180
might be good for
damage.
Jen. You might like this one. A Star Shadow Mangler Claw. It acts as a dagger, and on a hit, if the attack roll has advantage, the dagger deals an additional 1d6 psychic
dude.
damage.
Ooh, I'll
Hell
take
yeah.
that.
And so those are all the loot from the supporting cast. And now we have it from the dog itself. There are 3 lesser gemstones and 1 greater gemstone. The first one, Amethyst of the Star Shadow aspect. When you would be hit by an attack roll, you grab for the amethyst and teleport as a reaction. along with any equipment you are wearing or carrying, exchanging positions with another willing creature you can see within 60 feet. The other creature is hit by the attack instead, and you can use this once a long rest.
That's dope.
You might remember that the dog used this against y'all.
Mhm.
Whoever has it just
Have we
constantly switches
already
over with
short
that
rested,
bliss.
or were we talking about short resting?
Yes, y'all have short rested.
Okay, I need to do that.
But we have not yet long rested.
Correct. And all of these gemstones also require attunement. Emerald of the Star Shadow aspect.
We'll just
When a
rip the
creature
junk
within
out.
20 feet of you fails a saving throw, you can use your reaction to feed upon their weakness, getting a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus plus 10. You can do this once a long rest.
Nice.
Interesting.
Hmm.
If only Jerry was here.
Jaryu, did you want that or?
That seems like a Jaru.
Topaz of the Star Shadow aspect. You grasp the gemstone and release a psychic pulse, breaking into the mind of creatures around you. Each creature within 20 feet of you must succeed on a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, or take 20 3d12 psychic damage. If a creature is currently concentrating on a spell, they have disadvantage on the concentration check.
Oh shit.
Wow.
You can use
That's
this
badass.
once a long rest.
Also,
Yes. The catch on this one is that it is all creatures within 20 feet of you.
Oh shit.
So
We'll just give it to Aslos and have him run in there.
I also think I could put that to good use with my fast hands.
True.
True. And the last one, this is the big one, the obsidian of the Star Shadow aspect. As an action, you grasp the obsidian and feel its cold chill overcome you. You fracture the ground in a 20-foot square that you can see within 60 feet of you to turn into razor-sharp crystals and gemstones for the next minute. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. Any creature takes 1d6 slashing damage for each 5 feet it moves through the terrain. You can use this once a long rest.
Damn.
Terrain
Hey.
change.
oh man,
They're all
that
cool.
that with milky tentacles would be.
Checking all my attuned stuff right now.
Dude, that'd be a
Yeah.
crazy ass combo.
So I will let y'all talk about how y'all want to div those up. That's up to you. But I'm going to place them all into your bag of holding for you to. Can
Sure, you
either
would be a menace.
we can either dive into it and start playing, or y'all can take some time to kind of divvy these up if y'all would like. However, whatever y'all want to do, it doesn't matter to me.
I
I'm
mean,
just trying to think of what I would. Who doesn't have 3 things to attune to first?
I think
That-
I'm
they already-
tuned up.
Yeah, I'm attuned up.
I don't even think this would be my. I don't even think Thunder would want these. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want any of them. I mean, I'll use one.
I mean, they're dope, but
We should make
I
an
need
infinity
to.
gauntlet with these.
oh my god, that'd be so cool, bro. Oh, that's so cool.
That's our
we-
next
we could just
quest
pass
after the
it
main
around.
quest. Make an Infinity Gauntlet with the stones of Shadow Star.
Bust in
Star
there,
Shadow
dude.
aspect.
That's hilarious.
See. Where's the tab?
Well, we have it in our shared inventory right now, right?
It should
Yeah,
be,
let's
yes.
do it later. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Is there anyone
I'm definitely-
anyone like really wants?
I'll take the dagger if anyone, unless anyone else wants it.
Nah, I think we already all knew you were gonna be using that anyways.
What was that? What was that failed saving throw one again? I'll just wait till I'm at a computer next time.
It's the emerald, but if you'd like to wait too, that's also totally fine.
Yeah, I don't want.
I got
I
it pulled
can't.
up on the.
Yeah, I'm just.
Here, I'll zoom in.
I mean, the topaz is the one with the psychic pulse.
Dude, you could equip the topaz onto your dog and go send it out into the middle of people and use the topaz and then teleport out.
Can the dog grasp the gemstone?
Just tie it onto
Froyo
the
can.
collar.
But it says
We'll do
the
give
first
it to
sentence
Froyo.
says you grasp the gemstone.
Oh. Dang it.
Whose dog?
Your dog.
You're talking about my
Firefox.
fox?
Oh, your
How
fox.
dare you?
Looks like a dog.
Yeah, dog, fox, you know.
I mean, it'll be up to the DM's discretion if he can grasp.
No, I'm gonna say it needs to be you.
I mean,
Okay.
it's not up to the DM's discretion. I think as a player, we should all just like agree if we can. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, the wisdom saving throw, that's fucking crazy with the 20 psychic damage.
Yeah. Well, 3d12. Yeah. Well, anyways, we can think about it.
Yeah,
Well,
if y'all
yeah.
want to take some time, that's totally fine. We can go ahead and dive in.
I'm still stuck on the Infinity Gauntlet, but
I'd I'd like to start with a short cinematic here, and then we will start for realsies.
wait, question: is Derna also moving me, and am I still invisible?
Yeah,
looks
when
like
I
we-
move.
It looks like you
Move
are
around.
invisible.
I'm
Darn
over
it,
here.
Uh, Yes, it's because he owns your character. Now he will not move you.
What the fuck?
Durna.
It's because different people own different people when people aren't here, so
I just
Well,
see the
now I don't
mob
know.
moving.
Almost all
I think
Worm Clan
I think
members.
it should all be correct now. Okay.
No. I can't move Derna.
You can't move Durna?
Well, I guess if you're just
It
gonna
says,
do a narration, I
you
mean, I
need
guess
to
it doesn't
watch
matter.
them now. I probably, because I probably had them both selected. Not me.
Damn.
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
good.
There we go. I was about to say
Yukizos has a whole squad.
he does have the squad.
He runs deep. Dude, Azul's is hella protected right now. Goddamn.
I need it, dude. Obviously.
Haha.
We're just waiting for him to go extra big again so we can all ride on his shoulders.
Formation Charlie.
In
Excuse
need
me.
of long rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get up to the
Long rest so
crapper and
bad.
take a long
For
rest.
this cinematic, it is deep underground. And I like to think that this cinematic actually isn't necessarily like a full cinematic at all. It's more of a memory of one of you that kind of creeps up as all of this is happening, as this battle finishes. Jar, you reflect on your own experience, and perhaps this memory kind of pops into your mind without you even necessarily wanting it to. It's more of a result of the place that you're in, the voices that you're hearing, and the experiences that you're having. But in this memory, you are deep in the Underdark, far deeper than most dwarves have ever been. And you aren't alone. Behind you are your two original Worm Clan members. The original dwarves that joined you on your expedition. And the two original dwarves that found Hale with you. Mercure walks beside you. His hair not as white, and his eye no longer scarred, as this was many years ago. And the three of you delve deeper. And forward in time, you find yourself standing in front of the ancient altar that you unearthed. It is a simple altar covered in what appear to be runes of some language unknown to you. As you dust off the altar and remove the rubble from its top. And in front of you, standing behind the altar, almost gazing down upon you, is a 10-foot tall obsidian statue. This statue depicts a beautiful woman with long flowing hair and wispy robes. Her hands are covering her eyes, but you can still feel her gaze through them. And you feel uneasy standing in front of this statue, like you're being watched, as though you're being seen by someone. You've never seen anything like this as you uncover this ancient artifact. And as you gaze upon it, without any knowledge at this point of who Hale might be or what she might want from you, you hear her voice slowly creep into your mind as she reaches out to you. Your first contact with Hale. You are so lucky to have found me. And frozen, you say nothing in return. You will be my warrior, my speaker, my chosen, my prophet. You were lost, but now you are found. And we can end that cinematic right there. As as all of you are still deep in the Underdark. However, this time, y'all are being led by Sornin and Lopen, who are very happy to be bringing you all forward. And so, during this period, I will give y'all a chance to discuss or have any kind of conversation that y'all want to have as you make your way back to Von Reek.
Thunder, where have you been?
What?
You just
What?
showed
What are you
up in
talking
that fight, like Thunder.
Oh.
What have you been up to?
Oh shit. Man, yeah. It feels like, like 2 months ago for some reason.
Didn't you say you saved the High
Um,
Judge or something?
yeah, we were with the Lynx clan, and I was following them. Guys, I don't know Dwarvish, so me being in that meeting was kind of pointless, right? But then
Classic.
I saw the ant, follow the ant, turn into a crow. I followed the crow, ended up being a Lynx clan member. Then I went in, and then I guess I couldn't tell this guy no. Forgot his name already. What was his name? Let me go. Let me
Nobody
see.
knows.
Clans. Okay, I can't open the clans tab. Anyways, they thought I gave them the blessing to do this plan to kill the High Judge. I called Largian. She gave this cryptic badass message, essentially siding with me. I guess I'm pretty cool like that. And the
Well, that's not
mission
why.
got canceled. Well, I don't know, but the mission canceled, and I saved the High Judge. And
No
he's gonna
weapon.
fix my broke. He's gonna fix my broken wand.
Dude,
The
I
one that always does the butterflies.
can't wait to tell the High Judge about this.
Yeah, me neither. Let's go.
So that's what you were doing the whole time? We walked like hours and hours and hours down in the Underdark, fought all these crazy battles. And
Hey man, talk to the DM.
Your choices.
Oh, and I dropped my clothes. I finally dropped the leather off at the leather shop. I can't wait to get that.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean, they're no golden gloves. I'm looking at who was it?
Yeah, and Soren kind of looks
Soren?
back at you as they
Yeah.
lead y'all deeper into the tunnels.
Yeah, maybe next time you're going to spy, you should like make sure you can speak the language of the people you're spying on. It's probably a good idea.
I don't even know why I even. True.
And the group of y'all continue. You're being led into tunnels that you weren't led into the first time y'all came down here. You're going up a different way, I guess is a better way to say it, than the way that you came down. And every now and then, Lopen or Sornin hum a little tune to themselves as they lead you forward. But they don't have too much to say as the group of you march forward through these tunnels. You can see that very commonly they're referencing the maps that they're carrying. Even sometimes kind of conferring between themselves on the correct path forward. It takes them a couple times every now and then to find the correct tunnel, as you have to double back, head out the one to the right instead of the one to the left. They aren't perfect, but they're doing their darndest as they bring you upwards and outwards from the Underdark. Is there any other conversation that you would like to have before we move this forward?
Yeah, Darna would be like, so what's the idea with that big army on the other side of the thing? Do y'all think because the dog's dead and the lights are off that we're good on that now? That's not a thing. Mainly looking over at Jaryu. Like, you know anything about that?
I scratch my beard. I highly doubt that this is the end of that army that we saw, but I have a great deal of thinking to do. And then I go back to my introspection.
Okay, so then that means, what are we doing? Are we going
Yeah,
to?
what's the plan here? That someone said the city's locked down now. How are we
Yeah,
gonna get in?
Well, we're
Well,
going
we
up
got
through
the
the
way
poop
in.
chute.
We got that figured out.
Yeah, I don't think they know where the poop chute is, luckily.
It's when we get in there. Are we rallying the troops? Are we being sneaky? What are we doing?
Who are the troops?
I think we need to rest.
I definitely
is that-
feel I have no magic.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
definitely need
magic.
to rest.
A little bit. I do a little.
I think we need to
little
do
minor
something or
illusion.
talk to someone first.
Before we rest?
I feel like if we do not rest, we're never going to get the chance to rest.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about.
Well,
Then why don't we
best of
just
both
rest right
worlds,
now?
we get up, we lay low.
So we
Because
can,
we're in
like-
the freaking Underdark where a bunch of shit just fought us.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe when we get far enough in the tunnel, if we find like an opening that we could chill in or something, but...
Hold up
Yeah,
my
I
I
don't
don't
know
want
pause.
to
these
stand
dudes.
next to this fucking rock that's like teleporting people into the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, the one that talks to us.
Oh, I thought we were already like in transit back to the city
Yeah, we're
while
in
we were having this
transit for sure, right?
conversation.
So
Yeah, is
we're
anybody
not-
going to talk about the
we're
fact that we
going
had
out
that
after
woman
playing-
talking to us? Like, through that
it's
rock?
gonna-
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Hale.
She's definitely powerful.
Well, we don't have to make the first decision. We're going to the Worm Clan house. That's where we'll be first.
Are we killing her?
And who? Oh,
Hale?
Isn't Hale a god?
She's a god, yeah, I mean...
We can't kill a god?
Jaryu looks
I
up
don't
at
know.
Thunder as he says, "Can we kill her?"
How is he looking at me?
It's his god. It's who he worships.
Yeah, I'm not super thrilled that you just suggested that I kill the goddess that I follow.
Do I know
This
that's
is
your
open war
god?
against the world.
Yeah, I only say it in every other fucking sentence that I speak, Thunder.
Okay, and then when he looks at me, I say, I'm kidding.
You connect the dots after you say that the
kid,
Hale
kid.
that Jaryu has been mentioning since you have known him is the same Hale that was just mentioned and spoke to you in your head to go touch the rock. The connection is now made.
Yeah, I'm laughing. Like I'm terribly fake laughing. Like I'm kidding. And then I'm doing the side eyes to everyone else.
Uh,
Lopin turns back to you. It's probably been about 3 hours or so since the battle is finished and the group of you have been brought through the different tunnels that spiral out from the Underdark. We are getting quite close. This will be an uncomfortable crawl, but I believe in all of you. Right?
Yeah, and let's not forget how many times I have decided to use this as a restroom.
Aslos, how about
Yeah.
you go first so you can grab any shit you find on the way up?
Well, I think it's only correct that, our guides go first. I mean, it just feels disrespectful any other way, you know what I mean?
Whoever knows
And
these caves should probably be leading.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Sornin kind of raises his arms and says, "Well, I would go first. I really would, but I don't want to ruin these gloves.
No,
So
no, 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 no. The
no,
gloves
I
you paid
understand.
for with my money. Yeah, no, you're
Lopin
going
should go
first.
first. Yes, I
I
agree.
gave one of. Remember, one of them belongs to each of you. You both get one. You don't. You. Yeah. So wait. Why do you have two on again? Give the other one back to him, and then you're going first.
And Sornin looks like a wounded puppy as he gives you the baleful eyes and takes off one of the gloves and hands it over to Sornin or to
Don't
Lopin,
disrespect me again.
and he looks to the ground. As this interaction is happening, Yokizos, you feel the now all too familiar feeling of a presence pushing into your mind.
God damn it! I got rid
And
of
I
that
think
shit.
you defensively reacted this way until the voice speaks. And you recognize clearly the voice of the High Priest. Yokizos, is this you?
Yeah, and yeah. Yeah, it's just me.
Where are you?
Um, I
And I would like for
really,
you to roll me an insight check, Yokizos.
Nice.
You just sense, you have the feeling, you can't explain it yet, that something is wrong.
yeah. So I'm like, well, honestly, I have no idea. I know we're in a tunnel, heading back towards Von Rieg. It's like a secret tunnel thing,
Secret tunnel.
and I'm hoping we'll be back pretty shortly. What's up?
I cannot talk long or loud, Yokizos. There's something happening here. There are dwarves gathering in the temple district. Hundreds of them. I can only see them. I am being watched. My ravens are being read, and I am not allowed to leave.
So wait, these dwarves are gathering underneath your temple right now?
At the temple district, yes.
And I said that last part out loud, as I
Wait, which
thought it.
part?
That
So the
dwarves
group,
are,
you would now hear that.
yeah. So the dwarves are gathering under the high priest's temple.
Yes. This is very unusual. It's nearly 9 at night. I tried to leave to join them, but I am not allowed.
What's keeping
Who's
you there?
stopping you? Oh, I'm not hearing this. Sorry.
The door, the entryway, it is locked from the outside, and I can hear voices.
I will relay this information to my party, and I will pay you a visit, if not with others.
Please find out why these dwarves are gathering. This cannot be good. I have a very bad feet. And as he's talking, you can feel him terminate the connection.
Yeah, I imagine it's like in my head, it's like,
Yeah.
you know. Oh
And
shit,
he just stops mid sentence.
guys! The high priest is like in some shit or something right now. He can't leave the temple. The door's locked from the outside, and a bunch of dwarves are gathering in the temple district right now.
What the heck?
Well, seems like we have to go there then. That's priority number one, or that's one half of the power of like the most powerful people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I'm going to go. If you, I would like for you guys to go with me, but depending on what else
I
is
will join
happening
you.
up there, who knows if we have to split our resources again.
I'm still in the back singing through the mountain. And I'm just like, man, we should. I'm like, man, we should
You
make
a
up a
bard
song
now?
about being in mountains or in tunnels. Or always in tunnels. We should make a song.
Especially secret tunnels.
Something about secret tunnels.
And
But wherever you go, Yukizo's, I'll go.
Sornin and Lopin open up their maps again, and you can tell that they're kind of poring over their documents. We don't have a tunnel that will take you to the temple district, but perhaps we can try to travel maybe to here. And he kind of points at the map. And Lopin looks among everyone and says, "Are any of you adept at digging through earth?"
We all look at Thunder.
I raised my hand.
I look behind my left shoulder. Well, first off, I look at Jaryu and I say, "Stop it." I look behind my left shoulder. I look behind my right shoulder. I do spirit jazz hands, and then I swipe past my thighs to the back of my back. And as I do that, I just completely empty out a 5-foot cube underneath me, and I fall into it.
Sornin and Lopin kind of look at each other, and then back at you, and they refer back to their maps and say, "If we go to about here, in the poop chute, as you refer to it, we could cut across south and construct a tunnel that might bring us up into the temple district so that you might investigate what's happening there. What do you think, Yorkizos?"
Yeah, I think that sounds like our best option.
Yes.
Who knows what happens if we go to Morkesh? Who knows if we're going to be able to even ride a cart into the temple district or what, you know?
Exactly. I'm afraid of the same. Well, we go to Morkesh and then are basically stranded there. Okay. Let us go then.
Lead the way.
And the two dwarves bring y'all to a tunnel that leads up into the earth. And
Milk?
what's that?
I don't think that was for us.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was asking my child if he wanted milk, and I didn't realize I was on mute.
No, I'm okay, Andrew. Thank you though.
100%.
You're
And
welcome.
so, and so, you watch as Lopin grabs the two sides of the tunnel, which is maybe like an arm's length, like wide, maybe like 6 feet in diameter, and begins to haul himself upwards, using the earth as small rungs of a ladder as he pulls himself up into it. And Sornin looks at the tunnel, and looks to all of you and says, "And this way, we can avoid Aslos' surprises."
Yeah,
And he
next
grabs the
They're
time,
edges
not
of the
that
tunnel.
bad.
next time you make a secret tunnel, you shouldn't do it in the lavatory. That's
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of an odd.
And he gives you a confused look and says, "Then how will it be secret?"
yeah. You know what? Why don't you give me a glove?
It can just come out of a hole in a rock that has a
I'm
rock
wearing it
covering
now.
it or something.
The glove will not fit you.
What does that mean? I'll put it on my finger or something. Come on. Which one's doing it?
And Sornin, you think for a second you see him get teary-eyed as he pulls the glove off and hands it to you.
I like wipe my nose with it and hand it back to him. You disgust me. Grow
Damn.
up here.
And he grabs the edges of the tunnel and pulls himself up. And what do the group of you do?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely going up.
Okay.
I kind of wait and ask someone who's like near the top of the entrance, like, is it clear?
And you hear a very minute voice from Sornin. Yep, it's clear.
All right, let's go.
Scurry, scurry, scurry.
Yeah, and one by one, y'all scurry up. The tunnel isn't too bad. It was actually dug, you can tell, in a pretty clever way, where it is kind of, it was dug almost in at angles, so that there's always a dirt-like rung for you to grab onto. It's not a straight shot down. And for the dwarves here in the party, this would be no surprise. This is basic dwarven engineering. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with the dwarven technique for tunnel construction, you would be slightly impressed, as you find it not too hard to manage at all. After about 20 minutes or so of straight verticality, you watch as the tunnel begins to bore out at a slight angle, now horizontally being drilled instead of vertically being drilled, which means that for our taller folks, they'll have to get on their knees. But for those that are a little shorter in stature, you can kind of almost walk a bit, which obviously makes it quite a bit easier as you continue further down the tunnel for another 20 minutes or so. And as you continue in the darkness, those with dark vision, you can see clearly. Those without it, you grab onto the tail or arm of that in front of you. You feel or see a stop as Sornin and Lopin have now paused in the tunnel. And Lopin's voice kind of echoes throughout the bored tunnel. This is where we need to proceed now. And he points at the map. We need to continue this way. And he points at the tunnel wall.
And like, what looks to be down that tunnel?
Well, he's pointing at the tunnel
Yeah, I hold out my hand for
wall.
for
And
thunder.
because, yeah, Lopin and Soren are kind of looking at Thunder like this is where we need to drill, essentially.
I don't know how to drill.
Do you know how to mold?
Now
This
that
looks
I
like
could do.
loosely packed earth.
Yeah, I'm feeling it with my paw to see the composition of the
Definitely
soil.
not stone, that's for sure.
Loamy soil.
And I pull out my bag of holding because I'm pretty sure I dumped out all my dirt that I've had in there before. So I just ask for like the specifics, you know, how the azimuth, the degree, the footage.
Thunder, just make a tunnel we can all walk through.
I gotta know the specifics. You think molding earth is easy?
Yeah, it's 5-foot cubes. Just make 2 5-foot cubes in a row and just keep going all the way down like in Minecraft.
Charyu
I don't-
speaks up
I
and
don't- I don't appre-
accurately gives him the delicate precision and calculations that he's asking for.
I love
Yes.
that.
And Lopin
And
and
I roll
Soren
my-
watch,
Thunder doesn't even know
watch
what that shit
respectfully.
means. He just moves Earth. He doesn't know what that means.
I've molded. I've molded Earth as long as you have lived, and I have no idea how old Yukizos is. I just say that.
Older than a
And
cat.
then because of the specifics, I follow Jaryu's directions to the T.
Yeah. And the four dwarves, Durna, Jaryu, Lopin, and Sornin, work together to come up with the correct calculations to match the map on which they have drawn the draft to bring them forward. So every now and then there will be a slight deliberation, usually in Dwarvish, between the four of them, to make sure that they are calculating this correctly so they don't run into anything or the tunnel doesn't collapse on them. There are a few close calls even where Lopin or Sornin provide you with incorrect information, Thunder, and you can feel the earth begin to lose its tension as there's almost a cave in. But fortunately, through deliberation and calculation, the four dwarves are able to lead you forward for another 20 minutes or so.
I'm glad you say that, David, because in one of the descriptions of Druid Craft, I haven't done this yet, but one of the descriptions it says, you can create a tiny harmless sensory effect. You can instantly make a flower blossom. You can instantly snuff out a candle, a torch, a small campfire, and then it says you can create a instantaneous harmless sensory effect such as falling leaves, a puff of wind, a sound of a small animal, or the faint odor of skunk. So because of their poor information, which almost caused a cave in and killed my friends and I constantly cause a odor of skunk directly under their nose because I'm mad. But I
Wow.
don't want to I don't want to harm them. But I don't want to tell them it's me. I'm just doing that.
Perfect. You can
Yes.
see that whenever they mess up, they go to cover their noses in
Yes.
pain as
Yes.
you lash out at them.
Yes.
And after 20 to 30 minutes, Sornin raises his hand and glances at the map. I believe we're here. We just need to go up.
You didn't angle it where we could just walk out of this thing?
And Lopin, you can hear Lopin and Sornin exchange kind of grumpily in Dwarvish at each other. You, of course, understand it,
Yeah, I was about to say
Yokizos.
I speak it. So.
You understand them kind of snark back and forth at each other as like, well, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do it, huh? You're the big brains here. You're the one with the map. Why didn't you angle it? Well, I didn't know
And
we were supposed
skunk.
to angle it. And then they both stop at the skunk. Would you stop
And then-
that, please? We're
and then
trying to focus here.
I point at Sornin and I'm like, well, you got the gold gloves, so.
And he looks at his bare hands. Not anymore, I don't.
And one looks a little green because of the snot.
And he glares at you. Will you please dig us up?
How the fuck do I dig up? Well, I'm just I'm just digging up.
It's like falling on our face.
Yeah.
And after the first 5-foot cube and all the dirt falls like in y'all's eyes and on y'all's faces, they decide to take a long way around, angling up this time. And so y'all kind of do like a plane might
Spiral?
where they need to circle
Oh.
back around. You do the same with your trail, but this time with a slight inclination upwards so that it's not bored directly up, but this time gradually up.
Yeah, this is gonna collapse.
And
Also
whenever,
too, you can't
whenever,
ask
sorry, what was that, Derna?
I was saying you can't ask for these things, and when you get them, like we're redoing it, we're like, and I start going off in Dwarvish, trying to console
Yeah.
and then Lopin, because I mean we're getting there.
And they accept your affirmations in Dwarvish, of course. And whenever you're about to mold Earth again, Thunder, Lopin raises a hand and quickly turns around and says, "We're here. This next one will unearth us. So we might quickly want to hide. Are we hiding? Are we supposed to be here? Is
No,
this
yeah,
okay?"
we're supposed to need to check things out and be. Yeah, we can't make a big scene, right? We need
I'm
to see what's
gonna.
going on.
Do you two and Jaryu, you obviously have the say on this, but is it possible for you two to go back and find your way to our safe house and check on Tilly and Grot?
Yes.
Of course. Yes. Taundas. And they kind of give you both like an approving, seeking glance, Jaryo.
Wait, I'm gonna go with him.
No. I don't want to send them to go do something without like your blessing because you're the clan leader.
Oh, sorry, I missed that first part. Yes, absolutely. You two may go.
And they both raise their fists to their chests and say, Taundas. And they head back down the
And
tunnel.
as they turn around, I say, Sornin, Lopin,
And they turn back around to look at you.
and I give them like a wholehearted like fist to the chest and bow, and I say, thank you for your service and helping us down here.
And you can tell that for a moment, the two of them are almost kind of taken aback by that. And after a second, you can see their eyes crinkle with warm smiles as they simply give you a nod and turn back around and head back to the safe house.
And I don't know if you saw, David. I went ahead and just cast because they were asked. They weren't sure if we're supposed to be here or not. So I just went ahead and cast Pass Without Trace while we're
Okay,
there in the tunnel. So I cast it on them as well as before they go off.
sounds good to me. And they silently head out.
I also gotta head out, guys. It was good to catch y'all for the hour review.
Good luck,
Good
Vintus.
time.
Bye, Lyle.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Yeah, I'll try and catch y'all next
Manila.
week.
Bye bye.
We came out right here.
Yes, yeah, kind of in that area. More discreetly. It looks pretty open here, but I'm thinking like up against a building almost.
Okay, I was like in the middle of the fucking square, just like
Yeah, so
coming
it's
out.
a little
Yo, check
easier
this out.
Back alley.
Yo,
I know the
keys,
back
yo.
alleys for sure.
Because I don't think that they would be able to have the precision to like bring you to like the outer edges. They just know that you would be in the temple district as y'all are brought up. So I would think that immediately upon reaching the surface, the group of you kind of conceal, hide, kind of bring yourselves to a back alley to avoid detection.
Yes.
I don't know how my name became
So-
part of the permanent map.
Yeah.
I think it's a text symbol. I can get rid of it.
I can't grab it. It's also Diamond Dragon's one over here by the Stag Clan house.
Oh, I think it was like to track where people were. Okay, I'll get rid of that too. So yeah, the group of you are up in Von Rieg now, in the Temple District, among the back alleys of the district.
Okay, so you said there was people here surrounding the temple. What you were talking about?
They're gathering in the Temple District. I mean, where we're at, we're not like. I imagine we could hear like a cacophony of like shit going on, right? If
For
they're
sure,
all
you would hear a
amassing
lot
in
of
here.
voices. Yeah, you would hear a lot of voices. I don't think you'd be able to see anything, but you would be able to hear them for sure.
Yokizus, was it like a bad, like it was like the people just uprising, or it was like
He
was
didn't specify why they were
surrounded by-
gathering. He said he was trying to go join them, but his temple door was locked from the outside. And yeah, I don't know why they're gathering, and he didn't give me all the information before he got cut short. Like he seemed to stop mid-sentence and it just kind of shut off.
Okay.
And what does the like mood of the crowd we see look like? Are they like calm, peaceful, or kind of panicky?
I don't think you'd be able to see them from where you're at yet, but the
Yeah, let's go
voices. Yeah,
Do
but the
a
noise that
vibe
you'd be able
check.
to hear, I guess, is kind of you don't have a vibe check yet.
Oh.
But a lot of voices. I think you'd have to be able to see them for a vibe check.
Waste your
Let's get
20.
closer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
let's.
the group of you begin to move inward. Still carefully, but inward. As you begin to do so, Jaryu, towards the back of the group, you softly feel a hand on your shoulder, kind of grasp you.
I grab it and immediately yank it in front of me. Am I agile enough to do that?
Yeah, I'd say so. And
Okay.
as you grasp it and kind of pull it, this happens quickly. You can see, kind of in the shadow of the light that's revealed to you, the hand and arm reaching from someone that you haven't seen for a very long time. As you pull the individual into the light, you can see staring back at you with white hair and a scarred eye is Mercure. And he quickly raises his hand up to his mouth, providing you a hush symbol, and says softly, "My brother, come with me. We must speak."
I don't say anything, but I nod my head.
And he kind of grasps your forearm, and the two of you walk quickly to a small building in the Temple District. He pulls you inside. And the building that he pulls you into is small and unassuming. It seems to be like a small warehouse or broom shed or something. It's not regal in the slightest. But as soon as the two of you enter it, he kind of opens his arms and gives you a large smile. Yokizos, I don't think you would notice.
Okay.
It kind of happens quickly and quietly as he pulls you in. And he gives you, like I said, like a large smile. Jaryu Tawundith, my brother, it's been far, far too long. Far too long. I can't believe you're in the city again.
I give a hesitant smile. Where have you been?
Yes. Yes, of course, please. Yeah, just sit with me. And he finds kind of like a chair and drags it over for you, and finds one for him and drags it over and sits. He says, I know we have so much to speak of to one another. I will tell you everything. Everything. But I want to hear about you. What brings you back to this city? What have you been doing? I haven't seen you since you left for the spoken word to our dearest lady.
I've been serving the lady in the only way I know how. But my question remains, where have you been? I heard you speaking to my companions, or heard of you speaking to my companions.
Yes. And he almost smiles kind of sheepishly. I apologize, Jaryu. I would have spoken to you sooner, but timing is most important, and it needed to be perfect before I spoke with you. Well, where do I begin? Ah, I suppose, of course, you heard of myself and our other brother's disappearance from Von Rig. I suppose this is a place to start after you left the city. I assumed the leadership of Taundith here in the city. We experienced many a hardship. We were expelled from the city proper into Morkesh, where the clan now housed. We gained members here and there, but it was difficult for sure. Especially after being pushed to Morkesh. And something strange happened, Jaryu. I remember you describing it often. The connection you felt you had with Our Lady. a connection deeper than myself or our other brother ever felt. I, of course, have a connection with Our Lady. But she never spoke to me. She never reached out to me like she did with you. And if I must confess, it of course made me jealous of you. You were her chosen.
We were all her chosen.
And he gives you a smile. Yes, Dario. But you were her prophet. But over the course of months, when I would fall asleep, I'd feel something. I would hear something. A song in my head. Like a siren calling out to me. And this burn, it continued brighter and brighter. Our other brother felt the same. He heard it. Until one day, after months of listening to the song every night before I went to sleep, he did it, Dario. She spoke to me. I heard her voice in my head, speaking Dwarvish to me. I was overjoyed. I was intoxicated. I thought to myself, must be how you felt. And I understood it completely. She urged myself and our brother to see her in the Underdark, but not to tell a soul. So, of course, we left in the middle of the night. No explanation. No note. And that's when we disappeared. The road to her in the Underdark, as you know, is dangerous and difficult. But after several weeks, we made it to her. And she welcomed us with open arms. It was overwhelming, to say the least.
And what happened to Haita?
Well, when we reached Hale, she demanded many things of us. It was not like I thought it was going to be, Jaryo. I thought we would find gardens of paradise there. But we worked very hard. She demanded us return to Vonrig in secrecy, to be thought of as dead and forgotten, and to steal. And you can see a confused look on his face. I didn't understand it when she asked this of us. Why would we be stealing? And what we were tasked to steal, it was very hard, Jaryo. Very difficult indeed. We were asked to steal relics of dwarves.
Whom?
Most important, she said, were two weapons. A sword. A hammer. I was tasked with one. Our brother tasked with the other. We were successful, both of us. We did as asked, for Our Lady. We were told to bring these weapons as far away from Vonrig as possible for her plan. Unfortunately, when we were given that mission, that was the last time I saw Haita when he left. I would never see him again. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to make of this, Meeker.
And he kind of
I-
raises his hands. No, Jari, there's more. Oh, there's more, and you will be so happy. Do you see the smile on my face? I have been dying for so long to tell you this. And finally, the chance is here.
Yes, I wish this would bring me relief. And I'm certainly glad to see you. But the things I just experienced in the Underdark are not like my lady. And Haita is dead.
He shakes his head, kind of slowly nodding. I feared of this. It has been years.
Who are those? Yes.
And I guess you can't roll me an insight check. I'll roll you an insight check.
I already wrote it for him.
You did?
It was a nat
Uh,
20.
No. Oh my god!
Wow.
And
Awesome.
George,
Let's go.
Jaryu, I think that you would feel uncomfortable with how, I guess, like unsympathetic he is to the news of Haita and just how he wants to continue. He kind of brushed it off in a way that left you uncomfortable as he asks to continue. And with that, I want to go to the boys in the Temple District. You approach and get closer to the district center. In the center of the district, there are three quite distinguishing features. There is the upside-down pyramid of the High Priest that overlooks the entire district. It's a magnificent structure only of dwarven engineering. And then in the center of this district are two large golden statues. One to Balma, one to Mothra. And they rest in a large plaza that you can see here on the map that is ornately built, geometrically designed. Filling this plaza are hundreds of dwarves, chattering and gossiping, kind of pointing towards the center of the plaza, paying no attention to you. And I would like for everyone at the plaza to roll me a perception check as you look to its center.
Perception. Perception.
Perception. What do I see,
Right.
David?
All of y'all see this. Those are some hefty rolls. The group of you gaze towards the center of this plaza, and standing on a large platform of sorts, almost like a small tower, above the crowd, you can see standing Brugdir, surrounded by several dwarves in heavy armor with weapons. And as Brugdir stands and steps forward, a dwarf also steps forward with him and reaches up to his throat and casts thaumaturgy.
Oh shit.
And suddenly you can hear Brugdir's voice echo across this plaza, clearly, as he begins to speak. My fellow dwarves, I believe you all to know me. I am Brugdir's Vincent, clan leader of the Wolves, and general of the Dwarven Militia. I have called for this emergency state of clans because I have several very important pieces of information that I believe is pertinent to share with all of you as soon as possible. I wish for you to hear me out completely as I share this with you. Approximately 3 days ago, there occurred a massacre in the dwarvish town of Raldadir. After further investigation, we firmly believe this massacre to have been conducted by the Dinderson. And when he says that, the crowd erupts in whispers. You can even hear some cries, some yelps from the people. I share your pain and your fear. Last night, the clan council held a discussion for how to proceed with this news. And we voted. Due to the threat on our shores and this new act of aggression against the dwarvish people, the clan council has voted to enact martial law. Again, more whispers erupt from the crowd. What this means is several things. My own position is elevated to second in command of the High Judge on all matters relating to defense and war. There is a very real possibility that the dwarvish people will have no choice but to defend themselves for the first time in many centuries. Because of this, my first act in martial law, as I'm sure many of you have noticed by now, is to enact a curfew and a lockdown of our beautiful city. This is to ensure your safety and the city's safety. More whispers erupt, like large snakes hissing. Do the group of you share anything between yourselves as you listen, or are you just intently paying attention?
Compromised. No.
Should we stop this?
Compromise.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the. I don't think
I
we
don't-
have anything
I'm-
to stand on right now.
Okay. Just check.
But fuck Brook Deer.
You need to be paid.
Yeah, he's an
And
asshole.
Brugdir
Yeah, no,
continues.
Don't put there.
The leader of the Raven clan has left the city to investigate the massacre at Uraldidir.
Or sh-
Do not be alarmed by his absence. My intent is to protect you. Is to protect this city. And to protect the shores of Norvask from the evil serpents who wish to besiege it. I do not want you to worry. And he takes a long pause. Unfortunately, there is more to share with you. Earlier this evening, the body of our beloved High Judge was found.
My eyes flick straight to Thunder.
That's my face that I make.
I'm sorry, New Thunderface still gets me.
Which would
And
this be?
he continues.
When he learns the high just dies.
We are trying right now to determine whether this death was natural or intentional. At this point, the crowd is almost inconsolable. There's actual, like, full-blown just talking now over him. Whispering, talking. There's some people crying. I believe that the Dinderson are stepping into new territory. I do not want to say that our city is compromised. However, we must take new measures to protect our own. Our High Judge was a peaceful man. Intelligent, kind, and fair. He only wanted what was best for each and every one of you. As I do.
Anyone else
With
find it
his
suspicious that the High Judge died right after they decided that he's the second in command?
No,
Yeah.
completely. It's guaranteed.
Definitely wasn't the Lynx clan.
and
Stop
almost
it, man.
addressing what you say, Yokizos, he continues. This, of course, as I'm sure many of you have put together, places me in an executive position. But do not fear. I under no circumstances consider myself a high judge, and I will not be occupying that position whatsoever.
Yep, you believe him.
Well, I
For,
wasn't sure if
for
I
the
wasn't sure if David was gonna take my original insight because he said I had to wait until I saw the people. But I do want to see if is there a way like does the crowd believe him or is the crowd like kind of feeling what we're feeling?
the crowd is more. I don't want to say people are ignoring Kim, but they've been given so much information. Some people like kind of aren't paying attention anymore.
Mm,
They're just like talking among themselves.
okay.
In the interim, I will of course lead, but it is of the highest priority to fill this position by someone who is qualified. However, these security problems obviously must be addressed. Which leads me to the last point I wanted to address with all of you today. I hope that you can feel and you can understand how much pain the Dinderson have brought us. And my fellow dwarves, this is only the beginning. We can see already that we are alone. There are no ships sailing to our aid. No warriors coming to our coasts. This is a Dwarven problem now. And for Dwarven problems, we must produce Dwarvish solutions. And I have been thinking so hard as to how to solve this, as to what is the issue truly. And I had no answer. I felt utterly in the dark, blinded, lost. But now, I am found. And with that, Jaryu, I want to go back to you and the small shack that you're in. As Mercury continues. Jaryu, once you understand, you will be as joyous as I am. After the weapons were dispelled from Vonreek, yes, it was just me now, but my connection with Hale, my relationship with her, with it just being the two of us, it grew so strong. I felt like I knew her, truly. I felt her in my mind as I slept. It was engrossing. And so I continued her wishes, her desires, just as you have. Just as you did. And still do, Jaryu. And still do. But I could tell that we were growing. And after several years, suddenly, rapidly, she told me it was time.
What?
And he looks at you so happy. A huge smile. You can almost see tears in his eyes. Time for her to be known. And he kind of searches your face for the same happiness that he feels. And he doesn't see it.
Yeah, there's none. It's concerned.
Jaryu.
And a mixture of Thunderface.
And he kind of grabs your wrists and brings them up. Jaryu, I did it. We both did it.
What did you do, Mercure?
And he kind of sits back down and begins to nod to himself, looking at you. Our Lady, our Mistress. You know this more than anything. She wants to be known. She wants to be found. And so, she created a masterpiece for her word to be spread, for the dwarves to love her, as you and I both do. It took so long. Oh, but it needed to, don't you see? It needed to. So many pieces. But
I look at him steely eyed and I say, "What have you done?"
Hell yeah.
and with that, I want to go back to Brugdir. I am found now, my dwarves. My sweet, gentle dwarves. You need to realize that none of this is your fault. We have held serpents, riding up on our shores, burning our children, and eating our wives. When these evils take place, when our brothers and sisters are cast to the waters like dogs, where are our gods? When a city that lies on the ocean is raped and pillaged, where is Bulma? When our high judge is murdered and our city of gold, the physical manifestation, our speaker to Mothra, where is he? This is not your or my or any dwarf's fault. There is no blame to be placed on Von Rieg. We have spent generations praying, paying, and servicing these twin brothers above us. And when we finally need attention and protection, where are they? When he says this, the crowd is now dead silent. You could almost hear Brugdir breathing from the top of his platform. I apologize for sounding angry. But I am angry. I'm furious. And I'm tired of watching dwarves starve to death. Because of two brothers who refuse to grant divine intervention to a race they created. I think the Dinderson and their siege upon Norvesk is proof that our gods have abandoned us. No true god of the Dwarven people would sit by and watch when they needed him most. When I came to this realization, you know what I also discovered? What I realized? Our High Judge worked day and night to try to prevent the onslaught of the Dinderson. And when I give the most important speech that Von Riek has seen in a millennia, our High Priest locks himself away, not to be seen. Our gods have abandoned us. I was lost. You were lost. We were all lost by Bulma and Mothra. But I am found. And you all are also found now. And I want to go back to Merkir and you, Jaryu. I was told to come back to Von Riek by Hale. She constructed an idea. Just one seed of a thought. I was to get close with their general. He is powerful and influential, but stupid and gullible. I grew close with him, befriended him. He trusted me. And once he did, I just planted the seed of Hale in his mind. Once the seed was planted, Hale helped it grow. It's happening now, Joryu. Our lady, our mistress, is being found by all the dwarves of Bonrik. She will be known by all. Worshipped.
I start tearing up. It wasn't supposed to be like this, Mirkir.
And you watch as the smile just kind of softly fades. But of course it was. Anything for Our Lady.
This is never what my lady told me.
And you watch as he grows kind of steely-faced. Then, maybe, perhaps, she found a new prophet. This is everything we've always been trying to do. And I did it. You should be thanking me. I have done what no dwarf has done before. I have revived a goddess.
I just repeat my words. It wasn't supposed to be like this. And I pull out Relamox.
And you feel Relamox hum in your palms. And as you wield the sword, and the dark tendrils begin to wisp off its blade, Mercure eyes it, and then shifts his gaze to you. I see you still wield the Whispering Blade.
Indeed, entrusted to me by Mistress herself to carry out the tenets of my vow. To live quietly. And to whisper. And I'm going to thrust at Mirkir.
And in one fluid motion, you thrust Relamox forward as the hand-and-a-half sword soars through the air. And when it hits Mercure, when it collides with him, you watch as his body fades away into a heavy black smoke and slowly begins to wisp up into the air. Very similar to the star shadow that you just experienced.
I fall to my knees and start crying.
Oh shit.
Back outside. For many months now, I have been reached to by a voice. A soft voice. This voice foretold all of the events here. All of the events I've described to you today. And I am ashamed to admit that I ignored this voice. Every night she would warn me of what would happen. But I am no mystic. I do not believe in these things. I thought I was going crazy. But when I hear this voice tell me over and over again the misfortunes that will happen to my people and my city and my continent, I began to grow unsure. And Yokizo, as you watch him recount this, you can almost empath his fear, his concern.
Yeah, and I definitely pick up that he's not just saying this to sway people. He truly believes what he's saying right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And again, the people are frozen and silent. They are gripped by everything that Brugdir is saying. So when the massacre of Doraldadir was reported to me, I beg you to imagine my shock and my dismay and my pain. So, that night, for the first time, I listened to the voice. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? This voice is no voice at all. She describes herself as a mother of Norvesk, a goddess cast away and long forgotten. She warned me of Balma and Mothra leaving us, ignoring us. She brought me solace and promises. My fellow dwarves, this goddess can save us. She will protect us, like Balma and Mothra refused to do. We simply need to believe in her, to hear her, find her. I urge you tonight to think about what I have said, to think about everything I've recounted for you, and tell me that you don't also feel as though Balma and Mothra should have done something, should have sent someone. I don't see them here. And so if that is true, look at me and know that the Lady Hale did send someone. She sent you me. She describes me as her warrior, her chosen, her prophet. I want you to think about this when you return to your homes tonight. And before you go to bed, when you would say to your prayers to one of the twin brothers, please, I beg of you, I urge you, for the sake of all of Norvesk and the dwarves and Vonrik, to send your prayers to her instead, so that we might have a fighting chance against the Dinderson.
Yeah, maybe we should have broke this up.
That is all I have to share with you tonight. Please, consider my plea to you. Thank you.
Guys, what are we gonna do about this?
We have to break this up. This can't happen. You think-
And you watch as
fine.
Brugdir steps down from the large platform that he was stationed on, as the guards around him step down as well. And the crowd kind of begins to dissipate, slightly. But you can feel as though the crowd itself is just kind of generally stun-locked with everything that they've just heard. There's soft murmurings here and there, and slowly the crowd begins to dissipate as the people return back to their homes.
How did you get up to the high priest again? I don't remember how I did it.
There's a very large lift in the temple district that you rode up upon, essentially.
Rode up upon.
What time of day
Kind of-
is it currently?
It's like probably like 9:30 at night.
The second
Okay.
second dinner time.
Roughly, yes. Good memory.
Yeah, we need to figure that out, right?
Well, there's no figuring out. We go hop on the platform and go up and see if we can get any access.
Do you think they're gonna try to stop us?
I don't know. Someone might. Some people might help us. I don't know. I'd love to go to sleep for like 8 hours.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Surely not
I
everyone's
that's-
brainwashed here.
Well, I mean, there's no guarantee they're gonna all go pray, right? For Hale. It should take longer than that to turn the crowd. It's more if is he okay? The high priest. That motherfucker said he was
I'm thinking not.
locking himself in. He said he locked himself in. That's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sure
definitely a
No,
lie.
he didn't lock himself in. He tried to leave and
Well-
found out he was locked in.
Yeah, he.
Well,
Yeah.
but during the
Yeah.
speech, that's what he said,
Oh.
Just to
saying
fool
he was too
people.
cowardly. Yeah.
So Brugdir locked him in there and used that to his advantage.
Yeah.
So I'm not fully certain, but if that was the reasoning that Brugdir locked him in there, the high priest is probably not in like immediate danger of death. So I'm wondering if we should slink back to the safe house and come back tomorrow night.
Well, what time is the martial law starting?
Curfew.
I imagine it starts
Yeah.
now, and I don't know when the curfew is.
Yeah, pretty much now. We might
Well-
need to sleep somewhere else. I'm. Weren't we all on their radar? Or do they know our safe?
Do
They
you
know our
know?
safe
And
house,
I looked
right?
at Jaryu and Durna. I'm like, do you know somewhere we could go rest safely and discreet?
Are you with us yet or no?
I'm
Wait a
not
minute,
with you.
isn't there literally
Yeah.
a place called Discreet Sleeps that's for this
where
very
is
reason?
Dario? Wait,
Uh,
where is
Yeah,
Yes,
Yokizo, you would realize discreet sleeps does exist for this exact reason, but you would also realize that Jaryu is not with y'all.
Yeah. I would say, Jaryu, you're gonna have some more followers of your amazing god. And that look for him.
And
Jaryu.
as you look for him, Jaryu, you are alone. You have cried. And you have now begun to try to compose yourself.
Post.
Yes, you are now
Oh.
composed.
um, yeah, I leave the little like shed or whatever that I was in.
Mhm.
How like this is like en route to like the square that Brugdir is giving a speech. Like, how far away
Yeah.
am I from the party?
Probably only like several blocks. And you probably also see people like kind of walking back to their houses. Like you have to walk like in the opposite direction of those that are coming home to get to the square. But you aren't super far. A couple blocks.
Okay. Do I'd like to do a perception check on these folks that are meandering back from the temple square. Like,
Sure. Let me roll one for you.
In preparation for sneaking about the city, I take my armor off and put it into my bag of holding.
Sure. Yeah, you kind of
Not
begin to
sneak attack.
slowly remove pieces. Are you? These people look. I don't know another word. Shook.
Okay.
I walk up to one and ask them what just occurred at the temple square. And just you don't have to go through the whole thing. You know, just...
Sure, sure.
Do you not hear me? Or were you just ignoring me?
And so the group of you see Jaryu joining you. Jaryu join you. As you continue your discussion, you fill him in on what's happened. He is now caught up to speed, and I would imagine that he does the same towards you. And so the group is now fully caught up on each other's side.
So where are we gonna go? What's the plan?
Discreet sleeps. Place in the here district over by the Bear Clan.
Yeah, we
hopefully
get that up.
Thunder casts passed out of trace so we can. I think we need to be sneaking about everywhere at this.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this whole
100%
city's on lockdown.
And as I mentioned before, David, and I don't know if I have to keep saying it because I don't want it to be like, well, I meant to do it, but every time I'm in this city, I am using mold earth to cover my steps.
Excellent.
I know I've said this before, but I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, y'all were followed. And I was like, well, David, you know I'm
Yeah,
doing this.
I appreciate you you mentioning it again. That adds up. And
It
yeah,
gives you
I
plus
like to imagine
10,
like
right?
yeah, it's plus 10.
Okay.
Mhm.
I like to imagine like while you're walking, Thunder, you do like a little like bit of this,
Yeah,
and it
exactly.
it covers the tracks behind you.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Okay. With the
Yeah.
plus 10, I have a 23 on my lower roll. I rolled 2 by accident.
That's okay.
33.
I got
Some
32.
good rolls in there. Very nice. Even a yeah, not bad at all. So
Out of
yeah.
curiosity, just really quickly, while we were here,
There.
is the that leather shop open or closed? As we like meander.
You take one little glance
Yeah, just a little
as y'all are
glance.
walking out, and you see disappointingly a closed sign on the door.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Highly disappointing. It is
Highly.
late at night though.
Emphasis on highly.
And the group of you kind of slowly slink over across to the Art District. And with Path Without Trace, you are pretty successful in getting there without really being noticed or called out upon. You can see that there are many more guards throughout the city than you're used to. And there are far less dwarves walking the streets than you're used to. Not to say it's completely empty, but you can tell that the curfew has really dampened down on the liveliness of the city in general as the group of you kind of swing towards the Heart District and you enter Discreet Sleeps after about, it's probably a 20-minute walk or so. And as you enter, there's a kind of a nice vanilla smell as you walk in. The place itself isn't like super nice, but it's ran by an older dwarf that kind of has long, wispy white hair and a crooked nose that looks you behind 2 glasses.
Well, Matt, and Durna will definitely fill out some gold and give him the whole, spiel. Discreet names, no names given, kind of me and the boys, and just one nighter.
And he kind of watches you carefully the whole time, and gives you a small nod and grabs the gold and says, "Sure." Of course. We are discreet, it's in the name. And he grabs a large brass key and slides it across the desk to you. It'll be room 3 on your left.
Thank you, sir.
And he kind of
Now,
raises his hands and says, "No other questions needed. Enjoy your sleep."
beautiful. I'll show him the room.
Yeah, and the group of you head up. The room is actually quite large. It has 4 beds in it and 3 cots. It's a bit cluttered, a bit tight, but it does what you need. He took no personal information, asked no questions, and the transaction was done with gold, making it pretty untraceable. As the group of you get comfortable and probably let out kind of a sigh for the first time in a bit, as you now know that you are safe for now.
Fuck.
Man, that was crazy. I can't believe the whole city is like night and day different like that. Do you think the people are gonna go along with him?
Some will. I bet if he was pretty persuasive. He seemed like he meant it. Here's a strong thing. Using the young tea for fear.
Do you think we need to tell the Archmage about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think holding any information from him helps us in any way, so it's probably a good thing.
We could tell. I mean, do we tell him now over stone or?
Just make sure there's no ravens.
Yeah, we could try reaching out to him, but I think last time we tried it didn't work, right?
I don't really remember. That was when we were in the anti-magic thing, I thought.
That might have
Yeah,
been
your
why.
stones didn't work for a while, but
So we might be okay now.
well, that's the other deal. The Raven clan leader. There's also God. Who was he? Who said he was all against this stuff? He remember Jen. He ran in. He ran in at the Raven clan house when we were leaving, talking about shit's hitting the fan, and he's got our back.
Yeah.
Saying with him. Can't remember. Dude.
Wasn't it like the bear?
It was the bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
Not bears.
Oh, I'm gonna hit this.
And Yokizos goes to bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say
follow with him.
Jaru falls into a cot and doesn't even talk to the party and just
Yeah, I'm
rolls over.
fucking exhausted.
Yeah. The Keys looks very comfortable, so I
definitely take like a nice hot bath for sure.
Okay.
Wash that Underdark stank off me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of
lick
course.
myself in all the good places, and I clean myself.
Okay. And Durna, what do you do?
I'll stay up thinking a little bit about what we got planned for tomorrow.
Jin, do you stay up?
No, I go straight to bed.
You go to bed. Okay. Then yeah,
Yeah.
Durna, it's just you as you kind of reflect, consider.
And I will definitely not off. I'm not gonna stay up super late or nothing. I'm just thinking, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
And after you reflect for a bit, you decide, gotta sleep eventually. And you lay down in your bed and you fall asleep.
Wait, did we ever see Jaru again before we just pass out?
Yeah, he's with y'all.
I'm hanging out.
Yeah, he was there.
Well, I'm asleep now, but yes, I'm there.
Prior to going to sleep, I just wanted to ask Jaru, is everything okay? We noticed you were gone.
No, we played all that, right? We caught it up below.
Yeah,
Did we
I
call it
think
out?
that. Yeah, I just kind of said that y'all caught each other up.
Well, we didn't role play it.
But next time, if y'all would like to maybe role play some of
Yeah.
the description, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, we
Um,
could. Yeah,
Yeah,
next week.
because it's directly dealing with Jaryu's goddess, so.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good enough to say that for now, y'all are absolutely exhausted, so you just kind of quietly lumber over to discreet sleeps. You quietly go up to the room. All of y'all have a lot to think about, and you don't have like the mental energy to really discuss it yet.
Yeah.
Coming off of the several fights that you had, an entire trip to the Underdark, you're about at your limit, especially after the speech from Bugdir, and double especially from Jaryu, with the emotional roller coaster that he's just been on. And
Yeah.
so maybe for a first for the Diamond Dragons in a long time, the group of you go to bed silently. And
No, I say goodnight to everybody. I'm nice.
oh, a quiet goodnight from Thunder to everyone individually.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes into each of
And
our rooms and.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. I do a little tuck in for everyone. Feet too? Yeah, the feet. Okay.
One good
there's
there.
there's kind of a silent understanding or agreement between all of you that like we'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the group
For
of
sure.
you go to bed.
I can't
And
wait for
we'll,
Jurgy to open up to us tomorrow of how emotional his day was.
Yeah, that's what Thunder thinks about as he falls asleep.
Yeah. I'm like,
Can't
I
wait.
know he's gonna open up tomorrow, and I'm ready.
And
I'm ready
with that,
I'm ready to roll the insights tomorrow to counter his
Lots of-
perception rolls.
Lots of healing to be done.
lots of healing.
I'm doing a practice roll right now. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
And with that, we can end our session.
Beautiful.